sure that I don't get back feedback on this. Okay. All right, I'm calling Melissa McGinnis versus Michelle Matuska on behalf of the plaintiff
Good morning, Your Honor. James Martone appearing on behalf of the plaintiff in this matter.
and on behalf of the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Trevor Daniel on behalf of the defendant.
And my understanding, Mr. Martone, is that you indicated that you think that the parties have reached a settlement.
That's correct, Your Honor. Just waiting on final approval from the client, but I believe that's forthcoming here today.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Paige, if it's okay with you, I'm just gonna have you calendar this for a review instead of clogging up a spot on my docket. I'm just gonna have her calendar for review. Is 2 weeks out? Is that good? Do we expect?
That's
Okay.
more than plenty, Your Honor.
All right, Paige, so just hold it for 2 weeks, and if you haven't received anything from the parties, reach out to Mr. Martone, and then we'll go from there if we have to reset it. Okay,
Thank
fair
you, Your
enough,
Honor.
gentlemen?
Fair enough. Thank you,
All
Your Honor.
right, thanks very much. You have a great day.
You as well.
Do I have Mr. Keenan on Synchrony Bank?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, I do. There you are. And Derek Peterson. We don't have Mr. Peterson, so we'll just hang out for a few, Mr. Canine. And
Very
then
good.
LVNV funding versus John Clark.
Craig Fay for plaintiff, Your Honor.
And good morning, Mr. Fay. I have Mr. Clark on. This is set for a pretrial today. Do you want a breakout room with Mr. Clark?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Clark, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with the attorney. And so if you give me just a second. And all you're gonna have to do is hit join when I do it. Go ahead and hit join and you'll meet the attorney in a private breakout room. Now, I also have Mr. Best, are you on another case?
I am, Your Honor. I am on UHG 1 LLC versus
And we have
Nora
Miss
Ellie.
Eli just now joining us.
Well, she's actually, is it her or is she represented by counsel? Linda
Oh, you know what? She
Perkins-Moore?
is represented by counsel, but she just joined us, but her counsel, we do not have Miss Perkins Moore yet, but we have her.
Very good. When she does a,
Counsel with the long K last name, Kirshen, what is it?
Kirschenheiter, Your Honor, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful.
And what case are you on?
Bank of America versus Joseph Hasler.
Okay, then I've got you checked in with Bank of America. We don't have Mr. Hassler yet.
Sure.
So just hang out.
Will do.
Miss
Thank
Miss Sawicki, what case are you on?
I'm LVNV funding versus me.
Got it. Versus you, you're actually Christina
Lyles.
Lyles. Got
Correct.
it.
I'm sorry. I was married.
As soon as the attorney is out of the breakout room with Mr. Clark, I will put you in a breakout room with him, or I'll call your case, okay?
All right, great. Thanks. I'll wait.
Okay, so just hang out just for a few minutes, everybody.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Looks like we're selling breakout room.
Did you have enough time, Mr. Fay?
Yes, we did. We were gonna send some documents out to Mr. Clark to fill out and send back. We were just seeing maybe if we can request 60-day adjournment, see if we can have it either resolved or,
Sure, I can do a 60-day adjournment to August the 23rd at 10:15.
August 23rd at 10:15.
And if it's resolved, Mr. Clark, then you don't have to appear. Otherwise, you'll have to appear by Zoom again like this, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, I'll adjourn it to August the 23rd at 10:15. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a great day.
you too, Your Honor.
And Mr. Fay, I'm gonna stick you in a breakout room with Christina Lyles.
Okay,
I
All
got
right, she's labeled as Sawicki, but
okay.
it's Lyles.
I see. Perfect.
So do you know how to rejoin, Mr. Fay, the breakout room number 1?
Yep, it's already assigned.
Yep, okay,
Right.
yep. Go ahead and hit join, Ms. Sawicki. Everybody else just wait.
Good morning.
Hey, Linda, it's Dan. I'm not sure if the judge is listening in, but let's see if we can get, I think your client is here.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you want your client to go in the breakout room with us, but I do
Yeah,
want to
please.
talk to you in the breakout room, in a
Okay.
breakout
You know
room.
what? I'll go ahead and put you guys in a breakout room.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good
Although
morning.
you may get kicked out because there's only 3 minutes left, but then I can, if you're kicked out, then I'll just redo it. All right?
We'll be quick.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and hit join.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can you put me back in the room? But we need Miss Eli, who's Tamara on the system in there.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I'll, you know what? I'm going to stick her in, but like I said, we're going to get booted out in a minute and blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and rejoin and I'll stick her there. But then
Okay.
I'll just restart it if we get kicked out.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Whoops, Mr. McArdle, I'm sorry. What case are you on?
I'm here on Cavalry versus Tibbs, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. And you are on Calvary?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're playing Deborah Winslow.
Well, she's left the firm, so
Oh,
yes.
okay. Got it. All right, we're just waiting on the other side.
Okay.
On the Tamara, Eli, do you want me to restart another breakout room?
Yes, please.
We do, but
Okay,
this
yeah,
time we only want Attorney Perkins Moore and Miss Eli in the breakout room to start.
for them to have a conversation. Okay, yeah, I'm
Correct, Your
waiting.
Honor.
I'm waiting for this to close out in T minus 5 seconds. So,
Okay.
won't let me restart till this closes. So give me just a second. Yep, there we go. All right. The council, did you have enough time on Sawicki?
If she wants to talk just a couple more minutes, then we
Yep,
can.
no worries. Yep, the breakout room. I'm gonna restart the breakout rooms. I had multiple issues, and actually, let me go to options so that I don't. Let's see. All right. So let me put Tamara and Miss Moore into room 1, and then Miss Sawicki and Mr. Fay into room 2. And then the person that just joined us, Navdat Francis, yeah. What case are you on?
Good morning, Judge. I have Jefferson Capital versus James Lewis.
Jefferson Capital versus James Lewis, set at 10:30.
Yes, Judge.
All right, I have you checked in, and we'll wait for Mr. Lewis.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Collis. What are you doing here?
Oh, just bothering you, Judge.
Apparently. What case are you on?
Hamilton's my defendant on objection.
I got it. Harbor Detroit Square. I have you checked in. We're waiting on Miss Hamilton.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and call the 10 o'clock defaults. Synchrony Bank versus Derek Peterson. Mr. Canine?
Good morning again, Your Honor. David Canine, last name spelled Canine, P61828, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
And this matter was set for 10 a.m. It's now been a half hour, although let me check. There's one person in the waiting room. Let me double check with that to make sure. The gentleman that's joining is not Mr. Peterson. While I wait for him to connect, Mr. Fay, did you have an opportunity to finish with Miss Lyles?
Yes, we have. I think she's back in now, or she should be.
She is still in the breakout room. Yep, there she comes. There.
Sorry about that.
LVNV funding versus Christina Lyles. Mr. Fay, for the record.
Craig Fay, P81401.
And did you have an opportunity to speak to Miss Lyles Sawicki?
Yes, we weren't necessarily able to resolve it, but I know she wanted to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm incredibly frustrated with this case because this is going on 3 years. If I can just share my screen with you briefly.
Go ahead.
They are suing me for $800 and some odd dollars. And so I have a picture of the last statement. So I paid off this credit card in full and then some, to the point that I had a credit of $499.52 on my account. So after I closed the account, and I closed the account, they didn't, I did. Then there were these two charges. This goes back to 2018, mind
Right.
you. That just says balance transfer. It equals this much.
Right.
And it minus my credit, that's the exact amount that they're suing me for. Nobody in the last 3 years has been able to give me any explanation as to where these charges came from. It has negatively affected my credit to the point where I'm paying higher interest rates on things. And this is once again 3 years in the making. I did my homework. I brought my paperwork. He has zero proof that I owe this money. And I just really would like it resolved as soon as possible.
Well, I can set it for a bench trial.
I mean, I don't know what the next step is. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, the next step is if you're contesting it, we can set it for a Zoom bench trial. You can submit that paperwork and he can submit anything that he has and I'll make a decision on it. Counsel,
All right.
comment, Mr. Fay?
It just, as long as we are looking into what defendant has indicated, we do have statements on file that do show a balance, but we are looking into the statement that she's indicating.
Is she gonna send you a copy of that?
She's going to email me a copy, correct?
Perfect.
The only thing I would, before, if we had enough time to file, if we need to, a motion for summary disposition, I just didn't want a trial date scheduled within 30 days. I mean, we are going to look into the statement that she does have.
but here, I'm
Well,
sorry.
except that I can tell you, I mean, and Mr. Fay, you can go ahead and file the motion for summary disposition. I'm going to accept, even though she's improper, I'm going to accept this statement as her evidence against your motion. So I think it's sort of exercise in futility for you to file a motion for summary, because I think that there's a material issue of fact to make a decision. So I don't know that giving you time to file a motion is going to be beneficial to anybody.
And once again, Your Honor, this is 3 years in the making.
I understand. I understand.
You know,
that.
he's had all the time that he needs. And so I just feel it's very frustrating. So I appreciate you, hearing.
I tell you what I'm going to do. Is everybody agree, though, that we can do this by Zoom? She clearly has the capacity to share which is a struggle with exhibits sometime. But, you know, her sharing the screen, it works perfectly for me. And as long as everybody agrees, then council, then, I mean, she lives in Romulus apparently, but
Mhm.
you're in Grand Rapids. If you want to drive 3 hours or 2.5 or whatever it is, then that's fine. But I think we can do this as a bunch trial by Zoom. Does that work?
That's fine.
That works great for me.
Then I'm gonna set it, I am gonna give it time so that hopefully you guys resolve this, but I'm gonna set it for August 23rd at 11 o'clock by Zoom, same place.
Okay. And then at that time, can I bring a countersuit or do I have to do
Well,
it separately?
You have to do that separately if
Alright.
it's not already filed or
That's
pled, but I would suggest you that you keep these documents, any other witnesses that you may have on your behalf, okay?
All right,
So-
great, thank you.
I'm gonna set the bench trial at 11 o'clock on the 23rd of August. Okay,
Is there,
all right.
Your Honor, just curious, is there any deadline for submitting for witness exhibit list, or do we need to submit that beforehand?
It's a bench trial. I don't care.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you guys should communicate, exchange information so that you can communicate with her. Okay.
Thank you so much, Your
All
Honor.
right. Is that? Thank you. You're all set, Mr. Fay. Is that it for you today?
I have one more at 10:45. So I'll
Okay,
just hang
you
out
can
for a
just
while.
hang out then. Back to you, Mr. Cannon. Canine. I call it canine. Are you telling me I don't pronounce it right? What is it?
It's actually canine, but everyone says canine, so I don't really,
Okay, so I'm not in the, yeah, apparently.
it
All
looks
right.
like,
Back on your Synchrony Bank versus Derek Peterson, no one appeared. You want to send a default in?
yes, please.
All right, I'll make a notation on the file.
Should I get a hold of General Civil Clerk, Your Honor? Is there an email address I could email it to? Or?
Paige, what email address do you want him to send it to?
It's gonna be civil at 34th District Court spelled out -mi.org.
I have it. Fantastic. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a great day. Bank of America versus Joseph Hassler.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Kirschenheiter for the plaintiff, P75722.
And this matter was set at 10 a.m. I'll issue a default for the defendant and you can email that in, counsel. Did you write down that email address that she just gave?
I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
Perfect.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. And then UHG versus Tamara Eli, did you guys have an opportunity to speak?
Yes, we did, Your Honor. And at this point in time, my client wants to know if the prosecutor, I'm sorry, if plaintiff's attorney can go back and ask if she could have more than 6 months to pay the balance.
Can you make a phone call, counsel? Is that possible or?
I can.
How much more
decline
than
as a-
6 months? How much more than 6 months does she want?
Just a couple of more months because the payments are sort of steep for her. So she was looking for another additional couple of months.
Like,
Give me what she's looking for.
Instead of paying off the balance within the September, the 931, instead of her being able to pay it off in 4 months, she wanted to be able to pay it off in 6 months. So it would make the payment less.
So she wants the $500 down and then 6 payments
Yes.
for a total of 7 payments. Okay, I
Correct.
can get that submitted. Client's very quick at responding.
Okay.
I can't call them, but they do have a portal and it literally takes 5 minutes for them to respond. Takes
all
me
right, why
longer
don't
to
you
put it
just
in.
go ahead and mute yourself and then I'll call it in just a minute as soon as you get the answer, Mr. Best, okay?
Will do.
All right, so just hang out for a few minutes. And then, do I have the parties on Calvary versus Kathleen Tibbs?
Jim McCarl on behalf of the plaintiff, Your Honor.
And do I have Miss Tibbs? I do not. All right, gotta give a few more minutes before I take the default, Mr. McCardle. So
I understand, Your Honor.
just give me a couple minutes. And then I know that I have Mr. Collis on Harbor Detroit. Do I have either Adrian Smith or Vanessa Hamilton? Well, let me try with the, let me flip these upside down. The person, okay, the L455DL. Let me see if I can, L455DL. I think, the gentleman with the LG, yeah, what's your, you gotta unmute yourself. Touch the screen and then unmute yourself.
Oh, okay, that's me. I'm sorry.
Perfect,
I'm
that's
James
you. What's your last name?
Lewis. James Lewis is my name.
Oh, okay, Mr. Lewis. I have.
I'm sorry
Miss
about that. I'm
Francis.
sorry
No,
about
no,
that.
no,
I'm not
don't worry.
that. I'm not that computer
You're
savvy.
you're totally fine. You know
Okay.
what? I'm gonna test your skills now, Mr. Lewis.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna send you to a breakout room with Miss Francis. Your screen is going to say join, and when you hit join, you're going to end up with Miss Francis in a breakout room number 2. So right when I'm gonna tell you to hit join, do you see it? Go ahead and hit join.
Yeah, I see join. I see join.
Hit join and you'll go into a breakout room. Miss Gibson, what case are you on?
With Harbor Club. Is Denise Gibson?
Yes. Oh, I see you with Mr. Pallets. There's somebody here from Mr. Pallets' office? Nope, we are waiting, but I've got you checked in, Miss Gibson. So as soon as we get the attorney from Pallets' office, I'll do you. The attorney, Miss Wilburn, what case are you on?
Good morning, Judge. We have a couple before you this
Oh, you're
morning.
on Huron Estates. Got it.
Yep.
I gotcha. Karen Ross and Duran Crow, correct?
Correct. And then we also have one at 10:45 for Tammy Ball.
Yep, I've got all 3. I've got you checked in on all 3. And as soon as we get any of those defendants, I'll do the case.
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
Yep, you're welcome. And on Calvary versus Tibbs, I'm going to go ahead and take the default on that. Well, I've got somebody joining on the joining right now. Let me get this person. The person who just joined us, what's your last name, ma'am?
Ball. B-A-L-L.
There you go, Miss Ball.
I'm sorry.
Miss Wilburn?
Yes,
on Huron Estates versus Tammy Ball. Miss Ball is here. I'm gonna go ahead and call the case. I had that we stayed the proceedings back in April, that Sarah was filed. What's the status now?
I do not have one yet. I called the historian wasn't in a couple weeks ago about my court date because I wasn't sure about my court date.
Wait a second. Miss Wilburn, do you want me to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Koss and with Miss Ball?
That would be fine, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss
Thank you.
Ball, I want you to hit join, and I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 3. Mr. Koss, I'm gonna send you there also. And T1, let's see, and Miss Ball. There you go.
Join.
Hit join, correct. All right, back to Calvary versus Kathleen Tibbs. I'll go ahead and do the default. Counsel for the record.
Jim McCardle on behalf of Cavalry, Your Honor.
And this matter was set for 10:15. I'm going to issue a default judgment. Did you write down, or do you need Paige to send you or give you the email address for you to send the?
If I may have the email address, Your Honor.
Paige?
It's gonna be civil at, like the at symbol, 34 TH, district court spelled out, -MI.org.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Now I have Mr. Davis, and so you're all set, Mr. McArdle. Go ahead and send that in. I
Thank
have
you, Your
Mr. Davis joining on Bob B property. Pull the file. Versus Brent Shea. I also have Mr. Shea, actually. Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Who's on behalf of Bob B proper? I know that I had, what attorney was on that?
Brittany Burns, Your Honor.
Yeah, she was here. Oh, there she is. She must have gotten kicked out. Good morning, Ms. Burns. We have Mr. Davis now on Bob B Proper LLC versus Brent Shea and William Asper. Tell me what the status of this case is. Because I had a motion to intervene, which I denied with somebody that, I don't remember who the gentleman was. I remember the situation, but, oh, that was Mr. Asper that was trying to intervene and I denied it. What's going on now? I see that it's a motion to set aside a default. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, Your Honor. Today's the day set for the hearing for the motion to set aside the default judgment against Mr. Shea. Mr. Shea has, I just got into this last week, Your Honor.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you and Ms. Burns had an opportunity to speak at all?
Briefly yesterday, Your Honor.
Let me is there a benefit in putting you in a breakout room?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
That's fair. I'm not, that's fine. Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
Your Honor, Mr. Shea filed his motion in pro per, essentially stating that his good cause was that he did not get notice of the last hearing where the judgment was entered against him, and also that he does have a meritorious defense. He does have a meritorious defense in the sense that he has a anti-lockout claim, Your Honor, very good anti-lockout claim. And the other point, Your Honor, is that I don't believe that when the default judgment was set aside, it took into account the fact that the plaintiff has had exclusive possession of this property for approximately 18 months, Your Honor. And I don't believe and there was a tenant in the property most of that 18 months with the plaintiff getting the rent from that.
I remember the case. I'm familiar with that. Ms. Burns' response?
Yeah, I'll be brief, Your Honor, because I know that we did file a fairly lengthy response yesterday, and I'm assuming that everyone has had time to read it, but just for the sake of completeness here. To set the motion aside, Mr. Shea would be required to prove not only procedural irregularity or a reasonable excuse, in addition to a meritorious defense, even if that meritorious defense were completely proven. Here, that meritorious defense he's had almost a year to present any information about, he has failed to do. The only documentation or evidence we have seen of anything is this affidavit filed by the defendant here, which swears to facts which are untrue. Specifically, that plaintiff has failed to mediate this case. Plaintiff has been attempting to work on a resolution with the defendant for almost a full year during the course of this litigation, and since the last hearing in January. Our calls have been unreturned. We've attempted to mail information. And to correct a mistake here, the default was for failure to file an answer, not for failure to appear.
And that's correct. It was for failure to file an answer. It was not for a failure to appear, Mr. Davis.
Understood, Your Honor, and Mr. Shea, I believe, had gotten some bad advice and was sort of overwhelmed by the process and failed to understand what was going on. And like I said, I would love the opportunity to straighten this out, because I think if this judgment stays in place, that Mr. Shea is going to suffer a fate that's just not equitable, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I would maybe be more sympathetic to the lack of legal understanding and the personal and financial difficulties if for a complete year we haven't been trying to resolve this without any participation from the defendant whatsoever. This suit was filed during COVID-19, where landlord-tenant suits were required to provide the defendant with additional access to resources for legal aid, which he was provided in January of 2021. He has had almost a year to get counsel. He has had the original hearing adjourned because he stated that he had hired an attorney. Since all of those have been fruitless, Mr. Davis says that he was added to this matter last week. I've tried to call and leave messages at his office. He did briefly call me back yesterday to confirm that he would be appearing today. However, Mr. Davis has not even called to attempt to work out setting aside or getting a judgment that we can all agree on to settle this matter. This is just further an attempt to delay this litigation when we have finally reached a resolution to what has been going on for a complete year. So the plaintiff does request that the court deny the defendant's motion to set aside.
Your Honor,
Mr. Davis, any response?
yes, briefly. Your Honor, when I called Ms. Burns yesterday, I told her yes, I was involved. She said, okay, that's all I was trying to confirm. And that was the end of the conversation, Your Honor. There was no attempt to discuss the matter any further than that.
Correct. And I would just like to clarify.
Wait, you've had your chance. Let him finish. And if you want to respond again, I'll let you. Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
Hello?
And number
Hello?
two,
Please, sir, please just mute yourself till I call your case. Okay, Mr. Lewis?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
How do I do that? Oh,
Good. Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
and number two, Your Honor, Ms. Burns' client wasn't prejudiced by the fact that this matter has dragged on. If anything, her client was benefited because he collected rent during most of that entire time period, Your Honor. So he can't claim that this has somehow caused him any further damages, Your Honor.
Just a brief rebuttal to that. Since we have received this defendant's motion, which named his attorney by name, we have been calling and leaving messages with Mr. Davis, which weren't returned to yesterday, which is the day before the hearing, in late morning, mid-afternoon. So our client had already made it clear he was unavailable, and I didn't intend to pursue any sort of a agreement at that time. However, had he contacted us earlier, maybe we could have worked something out. And I would argue that our client has been incredibly prejudiced. For a full year, he's had to pay attorney's fees to continually address issues, which have just been to disrail this litigation for this past year. So if anything, the plaintiff is incredibly prejudiced by the delays.
I've read the motions and responses, and I agree that this has been going on for a long time, and there was this incident with this intervener, and I listened at length to the testimony before. I don't find that there is any situation that I'm trying to pull up, I apologize, on that changes my opinion in the defendant's motion to set aside the default, and I'm going to deny the motion. So you have your appeal rights. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day. On UHG versus Tamara Eli, my understanding is from a message from Mr. Best that his client has accepted that.
That is
So,
correct, Your Honor.
so, Ms. Perkins Moore, then you guys will submit is it a stipulated dismissal or what is it gonna be?
I submitted it to the client as a consent judgment entry for the full balance, but accepting the $4,225 as settlement with the $500 paid by July 1st, and then $621 per month starting August 1st, 2021. The last payment would actually be $620.
Okay,
All right, is that satisfactory?
yes. Miss Eli, did you hear that?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay,
Very
Then-
good. And Linda, is there an email address I can have this emailed to you?
yes. Attorney spelled out, Attorney L. Perkins Moore, my name, the number 83 at gmail.com.
83. I will have that over to you today.
Thank you.
Perfect. And then on Jefferson Capital versus James Lewis. Unmute yourself, Mr. Lewis. Did you have, Ms. Francis, did you have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Lewis?
Yes, Judge, we do have an agreement on this matter as well. We are agreeing to a conditional dismissal for a settlement lump sum amount of $2,500 due within 1 week. And if
Is that correct, Mr. Lewis? You're gonna pay $2,500 within 1 week?
Yes, it's electronically doing it on the computer thing right now. She's sending it over that way for me. 'Cause
Okay.
that's my wife, and she know how to do that stuff. I don't.
All right, perfect. All right, Miss Francis, you're all set then. And Mr. Lewis, you'll get that set and then they'll send in an order, or is it a dismissal?
a conditional dismissal. unless they
Conditional
pay it
dismissal.
before that.
Perfect.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so
Judge.
it's sending now, right now, okay? And now what do I do from here?
Once you send it, they're gonna send a conditional dismissal, so you'll be all set.
Okay, so do I hang up the phone now?
Oh, yeah. What do you do from right here, right now?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll
Okay,
disconnect
thank
you. You're
Okay,
welcome.
thank-
Have a
thank
good
you.
day.
Thank you. Have a great
Yep.
day. Okay.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, Huron Estates versus Tammy Ball.
I'm back.
Judge, we have a proposed consent for you. We are well beyond the 45 days that was allotted for payment on this. No payment has been made. There is currently rent to retain of $5,079.94. Court costs of $164.50 for a total of $5,244.44. A writ to issue, we're going a little beyond the statutory 10 days, going to June 29th in this matter. And I have explained Ms. Ball her rights under MCR 4.201I, and I told her I would be asking her permission to sign this on the record.
Is that correct, Ms. Ball? Do you understand that?
Your Honor, I do, yes.
Perfect. All right, well, then you are all set and they'll submit that, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you and have a great day.
All right, bye.
Mr. Collis, I'll go ahead and call your case, Harbor Detroit versus Adrian Smith and Venetia Hamilton.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Stuart Collis on behalf of the plaintiff in this matter. Your Honor, I don't see a defendant. This is.
I do not have a defendant. Is there an objection to the request for payment?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the minimum request for? How much? Do you know?
Her request or our request?
What, yeah, I see her request is $50. What would be her, I'm trying to, even without her attendance, trying to figure out if we can,
I believe in our response, I believe we requested $350 a month.
yeah, okay. You're right, you did. $250 actually. Oh. Yeah, $350 a month, you did. At this point, I'm just gonna deny this. Defendant failed to appear. All right, Mr. Collis?
Thank you, and the court will send that out?
Yep,
Thank you very much. You have a great day.
you too. Hang on one second. And I have Huron Estates versus Duncan Crow. Do I have Mr. Crow? Duran Crow, I apologize. Mr. Crow has failed to appear. Oh, this is a request for post-judgment relief.
Correct, Your Honor. Our remaining two cases are.
Okay, and that's for ownership of the 1979 Schultz manufactured home VIN 1674778.
That's
correct?
Judge. Yes.
I'll sign the order. And it will be mailed out. And then also on Huron Estates versus Karen Ross. It's the request for post-judgment relief of a 1998, excuse me, Skyline manufactured home VIN 9P420481L is awarded to plaintiff by default. Anything else for the record?
Nothing for me, Judge, and that's all I have for you today. Have a
All
good
right,
day.
thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And Mr. Cross, have a great day.
Thank you. You too, Judge.
Next I have, a couple of cases left that they were set at 10:45. And, I think we have to, Mr. Beach, what case are you on?
Your Honor, I'm on Velocity versus Malik Overby.
And I think I have both attorneys on that, Velocity versus Malik Overby, Mr. Bazey
Yes,
and
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Beach. Did you guys need a breakout room?
No,
No,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor, I had a chance to talk to Mr. Beach a few times. We got this settled, Your Honor. I'm just waiting for my client to have a moment from her job so she can come and sign this release.
All right, then I'm just gonna make a notation that this case is settled and that you're gonna submit an order, correct?
That's correct.
All right, you're all set. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor. It was a pleasure to see you.
You too. Ms. Gibson, we're still waiting on your case. I have you checked in. Oh, Miss Dawn Bush from Palit's office. Do you want me to put you in a breakout room with Miss Gibson?
Sure, that would be great, Judge. Thank you.
Perfect. Miss Gibson, what I
Yes.
want you to do is hit join when I assign you to breakout room number 1, and the attorney from Palit's office will meet you there. Go ahead and hit join. And then Mr. Fay, we're waiting on Huziak.
Yes.
All right.
Hello? Did they put us, oh. I can't hear. I can't.
Paige, I'm not sure if you can hear me. We were kicked out of the breakout room after just a couple of minutes. Is it possible to put us back into the breakout room?
I can't do that. The judge is the host, but she should be back any second. She'll
Okay.
put you back in. Just sit tight, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Dornbush, did you have an opportunity to speak to Ms. Gibson?
Very briefly, Your Honor, the breakout room shut down while we were in there, so
Do you want me to send you in again?
that would be great. Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Hang on just a second. All right, go ahead and hit join.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Fay, I'll go ahead and call Midland Credit versus Joseph Huziak.
Okay.
And this was an adjourned pretrial. It's a default.
Correct.
And you can go ahead and send the default in.
Perfect. And was it, I just wanted to confirm, I believe I heard the email address was civil@34th district court-mi.org.
Is that correct, Paige?
That is, yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yep, thanks.
Bye.
Shannon and Paige, just hang out. Ms. Dornbush, did you finish with Ms. Gibson?
I did, Your Honor. I think we're ready to go on the record if Your Honor's.
Oh, yep. People versus, I'm sorry, Harbor Club versus Denise Gibson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, or I'm sorry, good morning, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law on behalf of the plaintiff.
And you had an opportunity to meet in a breakout room. What's going on with this case?
Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to speak with Ms. Gibson. She had indicated that she had submitted a SARA application. Unfortunately, she didn't have access to the specifics regarding that application. And I verified with my client that they did not have a record of the Haro Wayne Metro reaching out to them for submission of a landlord application. So I spoke with Ms. Gibson with respect to doing a 1-week adjournment to finalize and ensure that her SARA application is submitted. Perhaps we can get some information on that between now and then. And if for some reason a SARA application has not been submitted by next Tuesday, the 22nd, we discussed entry of a consent judgment with a move out date, which we would enter at that point. But we
except that you can't, I don't have civil cases. You can't agree to move something on my docket that you can just have that stipulation and you guys can reach out to each other.
Well, I was going to respectfully, Your Honor, I was not trying to manage your docket. I apologize if that's how it came across. I was going to do the 1-week adjournment so we could come back next Tuesday, schedule permitting with the court to do that.
Yeah, no. I don't have yet. I mean, I can put you on, I can adjourn it to Wednesday, the 23rd at 11.
Sure, that would be great.
And then if you resolve it, you resolve it. Okay?
Your Honor.
All right, thanks. All right, you're all set.